Hello everyone. Good morning to our sunset moments. And I'd like to go back to sunset moment 101 on education. Try to look on this. These are elementary students here in Japan. Did you see them? One is trying to lead the group on the first. She is the leader of the group, and they are walking in one such straight line. These are students organized to go to their school from their respective meeting place. So they go there organized. I hope you see that. But let me go back again to this 101 education. Why? Because I just heard from our very own deputy speaker last night about this kind of auditing, and they tried to not justify, but the kind of auditing a certain agency with very less time for them to make a good report. The Commission on Auditing, or COA, gave them a memo to have at least 60 days to give their report. But that was last August or end of August, almost end of July, according to Deputy Speaker Marculeta. So from July, the 60 days should have, or will end up to September, end of September. But there was already some flagging, according to President Duterte, on why reports came out based from temporary reports from the Department of Health. So this kind of reporting is not justifiable because there is only a very little time for DOH to make their reports. Aside from, of course, we know DOH is very busy in addressing the pandemic situation in our country. Well, aside from that, Deputy Speaker mentioned about a kind of curriculum revision because he noticed that the kind of curriculum we have in the Philippines is quite primitive, very old. Just like as he mentioned when he tried to visit Switzerland, Singapore, and Japan, he noticed that there was no honoring of students, no? Like having first honor, second honor, third honor. No honoring of students. As he mentioned, it only gives pressures to the parents, to the children, and as well as this become competitive among the students, among the classmates. And learning is not a competition. Well, there could be truly pressures aside from the facilities of the schools vary, not only between public and private schools, but even in public schools per se, they vary because of these provisions of facilities, bigger facilities to laboratory schools or national high schools perhaps. Well, as we also know that there is already blended education, some could have provided this online method of teaching, but others, or mostly, are dependent on the modules. But Deputy Speaker Marcoleta also mentioned that these modules were provided and produced quite late. The third grading period, the fourth grading period were already done and finished, but the modules were late. So how could there be a proper implementation of curriculum? Well, there are just these things that we need to really evaluate. And one announcer in TV also gave his opinion about what should be the content of curriculum. And this reminds me of the remarks of the World Bank about Philippine education, that Filipino learners do not learn what they should learn. So this is another thing, not only from Marcoleta, not only from my observation here in Japan about education, but also even in what Secretary Briones has mentioned. Secretary Briones also mentioned that the basis of the report of the World Bank was from the old data, not from the present data. So these are just like complications of doing reports. Ang basihan nila ay galing sa mga temporary or old data. Ang mga dapat matutunan ng mga bata ay hindi nila natutunan. Ang mga curriculum na ginagamit ng paaralan ay luma. At laging nagiging competitive, parang naghahabulan ang mga estudyanteng magiging first honor, second honor, third honor. Ngunit dahil sa mga ganito, nagkakaroon ng mga pressures ang mga magulang. Pressures doon sa mga bata. At hindi lamang yun, buti sana kung medyo equal ang mga facilities ng bawat paaralan at ang mga modules na binibigay ng mga teachers doon sa kabataan. So there are many factors kung bakit medyo naiiba ang dapat nating matutunan doon sa Pilipinas. And curriculum revisions should be done. Ang sabi nga ng isang commentator, bakit daw hindi ituro sa mga bata kung paano mag-apply, paano magkaroon ng sariling negosyo. Maybe he is pointing sa mga senior students at sa curriculum doon. Even sa mga college curriculum na graduate na nga pero hindi pa rin marunong mag-apply ng trabaho o gumawa ng sariling negosyo. Ibig sabihin, ang mga end users ng mga produkto ng mga graduates ay hindi nakukuha ang dapat nilang makuha sa mga graduates. Well, kung curriculum revisions man rin lang pag-uusapan, being an educational management specialist, dapat sana may mga at least 5 consultative meeting, consultations sa mga 5 grupo. Una, doon sa mga parents. Bakit kailangan parents ang ikonsulta? Dahilan sa kung babaguhin ang curriculum, iba-ibang subjects o mga ibang gamit ang kailangan, dapat malaman ng mga parents or ng eskwelahan galing sa parents kung affordable ba ang mga kagamitan ang gagamitin ng kanilang mga anak sa pag-aaral. Pangalawa, dapat mayroon ding consultation sa mga estudyante mismo. No? Consultative meeting with the students. Bakit? Kung doable ba ito sa kanila? Kung interested ba sila sa mga babaguhing subjects o dapat matutunan? No? Sa administration din. No? Kailangan ding ikonsulta ang administration ng mga paaralan kung manageable ba ang mga magiging pagbabago sa kanilang curriculum. Kung maka-offer ba, makapagbigay ba sila ng mga bagong seminars sa mga gagamiting pagbabago, sa mga transformations sa kanilang mga ituturo. Yung continuous learning program, kaya ba nilang bigyan pansin ito? Consultative meeting din sa mga faculty members. Bakit? Meron ba silang kakayahan? Capable ba sila? Alam ba nila ituro ang mga bagay-bagay na pagbabago sa kanilang bagong curriculum? Of course, teachers are teachers. They can study that, pero formally, kailangan makita talaga ang capability rin nila dito. At kung paano mag-evaluate dito. So, maraming dapat ikonsulta sa komunidad. Sa komunidad, sa mga agencies, sa mga companies na nangangailangan ng mga graduates at produkto galing sa mga paaralan. What specializations are needed by the employers, by the companies, by the communities? Ito ngayon sa computer era, technological era, digital era. Nangangailangan mga companies ng mga computer literate na mga graduates. And sa mga international, itong mga overseas workers, overseas Filipinos. Are they learning also international languages? Are they learning also mga international laws? Kung paano manirahan sa ibang bansa. Itong mga bagay-bagay na nakikita natin sa real situation ng ating bayan, sa ating bansa, sa ating mga kapwa mamamayan. Maraming dapat baguhin. Totoo yun kaya sinabi ni Congressman Marcoleta. Ang mga binibigay ding mga hindi naman complaint kundi justification or hindi naman talaga justification kundi ang mga sentimiento ng ibang cabinet members like Secretary Briones, Secretary Duque. Of course, I'm not siding to them. Pero dapat rin lang na ang mga reports naman ay base sa mga complete reports, sa mga bagong data naman. So, at least, dapat may mga time management, proper time management sa mga production ng mga reports. Hindi lamang sila bigyan ng mga pressures, lalong-lalo na maraming mga prioritize sa kanilang department. So, these are just a little thing that I can share again tungkol sa education. Hindi lamang po ito dito sa Japan, kundi hindi rin comparison, kundi kung paano natin bigyan ng pansin ang mga dapat baguhin sa ating edukasyon, sa ating sistema, sa ating reportings. I hope may natutunan rin po kayo dito sa kunting revision or refreshing na reminder sa atin. Ito po si Sir Kutaylo, Kuya Tatay Lolo, na nagbibigay sa atin o nagbigay sa atin ng kunting mga refreshing verse. Okay? So once again, shout out sa mga nakikinig kay Verna na laging nagbibigay suporta, si Ma'am Ruth, get well and be stronger sa iyong recuperation, kay Ma'am Roxanne, sa ating mga kaibigan dito na nagkakaroon din o nagbibigay oras din sa kanilang mga Friday na fellowship. Si Jed, si Lloyd, si Carlo, at yung mga iba pa. Si Vince, si Jake, and I hope tuloy-tuloy ni Solomon yung kanya ring individual lectures. And shout out din po sa mga taga La Union, sa mga taga Infanta, Quezon. I know kung kilala nyo na kung sino po kayo sa mga katribo dyan ng mga Kadano. Thank you so much for listening and good day sa inyong lahat. Bye-bye.